Hello, I'm Charlie Brooker and you're watching 2013 Wipe, a programme all about things that were happening in 2013. Things like this.
Scintillating entertainment show Britain's Got Talent was immeasurably improved by the arrival of the second woman this year to willingly donate eggs to Simon Cowell.
I do take painting seriously. It's changed my life, and I brought a painting for you.
You did?
Yeah.
Cheerful chat show encounters proved George W. Bush has managed to become a painter without chewing the brushes or bombing the canvas. Staggering news reports revealed Russia had arrested an alleged spy using a budget Boris Johnson disguise kit. And following an Asiana Airlines crash, a US news channel fell victim to a racist prankster by misreporting the names of the pilots.
They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Li Fook, and Bang Ding Ao.
That's the kind of thing that occurred. That's where we're headed. But we start with January because the year did too. Hello, I'm Charlie Brooker and you're watching 2014 Wipe, a programme all about things that happened in 2014. And what a year it was.
Oscar Pistorius somehow managed to avoid a murder charge.
He was known as the Blade Runner, although he's actually more like the Terminator because he's got metal legs and he shoots people. There were upsetting scenes on the Great British Bake Off as a furious owl man scraped his pudding into a bin. I haven't seen that much hot cream being dumped into a mucky box since I hacked your parents' iCloud account.
There was disturbing coverage as PR guru Max Clifford mimicked a human outside the court where he was on trial.
Clifford was a well-connected, silver-haired man who claimed to be able to fix it for people. What could have seemed less suspicious than that? And somehow Scott Mills managed to avoid controversy despite blacking up on Strictly Come Dancing.
All right, listen to me. The human world, it's a mess. Life under the sea is better than anything they got up there.
But we'll get onto all of that in a bit. For now, let's commence, as tradition and indeed common sense dictates, with January.
12 months, the good, the bad and the ugly. Now on BBC Two, some strong language and adult humour in Charlie Brooker's 2015 Wipe.
Hello, I'm Charlie Brooker and you're watching 2015 Wipe, a programme about things that happened in 2015. Things like this.
Storm Desmond swept in, giving Britain its annual bath. On Sky News, Jeremy Corbyn sang happy birthday to a flood victim and reduced her to tears.
Thereby adding to the floodwaters, the idiot. Sky News grief vampire Kay Burley tweeted a picture of a dog looking sad after the Paris attacks. It's heartening, really, to know that even a simple animal can post photos like that on Twitter. In a mortifying TV moment at the Brit Awards, Madonna was accidentally yanked downstairs by a minion. In case you're wondering how it feels to be pulled off by a dancer in front of an audience of record execs, ask your dad. Fans were ecstatic at the release of a thrilling new Star Wars film. If you haven't seen it and you're a bit worried about spoilers, just close your eyes for 2 seconds. OK, you can open them now. Oh, shit, sorry. Thought you still had them closed. There were incredible scenes as British astronaut Tim Peake blasted into space. He's on a daring mission to rescue the man stranded on the moon in that trite and sentimental John Lewis advert. They called him a hero, but the way the world's going to me, he looks more like a guy chickening out and using an escape pod. All well and good, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's start at the beginning. Usually, the honk stood outside number 10 at his silly little podium. It's going to be depressing for everyone and not paid at all. Oh. All right, we've got to do it. Hello, I'm Charlie Brooker and you're watching 2016 Wipe, a programme about things that happened during 2016. Things like this. The past 12 months have overflowed with harrowing conflict, terror attacks, celebrity deaths and general upheaval. 2016 has been a year so huge and scary I've had to invent a new word to describe it. Shitmongous. Britain sensationally voted to leave the EU. The vote split the nation into real people versus elitists. And if you don't know which is which, well, former City trader Nigel Farage is a real person, whereas refugee-loving Gary Lineker is an elitist, even though, as this tragic footage reveals, he can't afford clothes. Former Labour Shadow Chancellor Ed Balls wowed the nation with his incredible appearances on Strictly Come Dancing. Not to be outdone, Jeremy Corbyn astonished millions by dancing on Labour's grave. Following an election campaign in which he insulted and alienated Mexicans, Muslims, military families, minority groups and women, Donald Trump rode to victory by appealing to just one white male. There's a lot to get through, but we'll get through it together. Let's start with January. Hello, I'm former presenter Charlie Brooker, and you're watching Antiviral Wipe, an emergency homemade show about the thing that's happening, which has involved things like this. The novel coronavirus, street name COVID-19, has swept the globe. It's something scientists have never seen before, unless they've ever so much as glanced at the front cover of any 90s rave compilation CD ever. The pandemic has kept people everywhere trapped indoors with nothing to do. On the plus side, many have taken up absorbing new hobbies like baking, writing novels and screaming at the walls. As we've all endured months inside our humble abodes, the pandemic has been a great social equaliser. The phrase that sums it up best is, "We're all in this together." I actually shouted that just this morning at a bin man out of one of the upper windows of my east wing, and you know what? From the looks of it, he was moved to tears. The stock market has also taken a battering. Some economists fear it may have set capitalism's destruction of the planet back by up to 10 years. In another feel-good tale, 100-year-old former army captain Tom Moore raised £30 million for the NHS by walking round his garden. Sounds impressive, but Boris Johnson raised £350 million a week for the NHS just by driving a magic bus. Obviously, this is a worrying time for the election. As the news has made clear, everyone Hello, I'm Charlie Brooker and you're watching Election Wipe, a programme all about the campaign that's been happening. A campaign that's included things like this. The news has been calling it the most unpredictable election in decades.
This election could be one of the most unpredictable in one of the most unpredictable elections.
Entirely unpredictable. The most unpredictable election.
Unpredictable.
This is the most unpredictable election.
I knew they were going to say that. In a tight contest, politicians have been targeting specific groups. Cameron went after the Sikhs while Miliband courted the Hindus.
But there was an awkward moment when Cameron forgot which football team he's claimed to support since childhood and was Aston Villa-fied.
Of course, I'd rather you supported West Ham.
And grave scenes for Miliband as a photo op turned into a literally monumental PR gaffe.
With many predicting a hung parliament, Nick Clegg prepares to fulfil a vital role as a tough pub quiz question of the future. And biased BBC lackey Evan Davis subjected Nigel Farage to needlessly tough questions.
Did you see the Paddington Bear movie last year?
No.
The election is incredibly close. In fact, it's tomorrow morning.